What's going on, guys? Now, look, we have a big announcement here. If you've been following us on Twitter, you might know about it, but the Schmoedown is going to be doing a live event. That's right. Collider presents the Schmoedown live event. Mark, when is it?
It is March 15th. Beware the Ides of March no longer, and it's right here in Southern California, North Hollywood to be specific, the El Portal Theater, 8 p.m., March 15th. Christian, back to you.
Well, you can get your tickets where, Mark?
Fullscreenlive.com. Not only do you get your tickets at fullscreenlive.com, there's 3 different ticket tiers you can get. You can do the general admission, or you can pay a little bit more for a VIP level experience.
You can get the general admission, and then you can get the meet and greet ticket, or you can get the VIP ticket. So there's 3 tiers. But what are you going? Which matches are you going to see? Well, here you go. You're going to be getting the Wildberries. That's right. Makuga and Dewberry going up against the Real Rejects. You've got Greg and John. What a fun match that's going to be. Then you have the main event. Little Evil, JTE, part of the team champions, the Patriots, going up against the Outlaw, John Roca. All the matches count. If you can't make it to Los Angeles, yes, you can see it on Collider after it comes out. But you will be getting all these matches come live. If you haven't seen it, Star Wars Celebration, we had a live match, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown here. Once again, you go to fullscreenlive.com.
Fullscreenlive.com.
Get your tickets, and you will have the general admission will be $19.99. The meet and greet, the admission will be $45.99. The VIP experience will be $99.99. But with that, you get the whole treatment. You can go up, you sit up front. You have the whole. I mean, you explain all the tiers to you. But if you just want to come and you want to watch the show, like Mark said, general admission, $20. You come out, you watch the Outlaw versus JTE. You watch Little Evil. Excuse me. You watch the Wildberries versus the Real Rejects. It'll be a lot of fun. Come on out on March 15th.
And you get to see us too. We're going to be hosting the whole damn affair live or in hologram form. Jen Sturger's going to be there conducting pregame and postgame interviews. It's going to be a celebration of all things Schmoedown. You never know, a special guest might pop on stage as well. We're very excited to be bringing you guys the first live Schmoedown here in Southern California at the El Portal Theater, March 15th.
Now go watch the match and other stuff. Maybe movie talk. Maybe you'll see this a lot. We'll see you later.
Schmoedown Team Edition. I am merely Mark Ellis. This is Rachel the Crusher Cushing.
Hello, Mark. Hello, everybody. Back in the ring. I'm back behind the desk. I'm excited.
Thank you. It is a new jacket. I'm appreciating you noticing. I am coming off a devastating loss to Jeff Snyder on Friday, but I'm back here to announce a match of old, new, old, kind of newish, more newish than old now teams that you might be familiar with. The competitors themselves, maybe not so much. Before we get to today's incredible team matchup, I'm so thrilled to have you on the announcing desk with me, because usually I'm just telling you you got another correct answer, and I've done that so much so that now you find yourself about to face Sam Levine for a team, or excuse me, for a singles championship belt. How do you feel?
I'm feeling very confident. I think I played damn well in that #1 contender match, and I plan on continuing that for a title shot.
It was pretty exciting, but that's not the only bit of news for Rachel Cushing fans. We also have you joining up with another just great monster player in the league, and that would be Clark Wolf. You guys have formed the Shire Wolves, which makes sense for both of your fandoms. How do you feel about your team chances going forward?
Oh, we're going to crush this league. No pun intended, of course. But I am so excited. Clark is so excited, and we're glad that the news is finally out there. And I just have to say thank you to the fans. The fan art has been spectacular.
The fan art has been incredible. Y'all are crushing it this year, and then no pun intended on my part either. But you're known for your bold intros, and then obviously Clark Wolf with Mark Riley. She won an award at the Schmoedown Awards for having such great intros. Have you guys talked about what you might look like coming out of the curtain yet?
Oh, you know we have.
I don't know what that means, but it seems like they might be riding a real, actual wolf from the local Los Angeles Zoo. Let's move on to this matchup in particular. I mean, I say new old because the fans have seen Box Office Breakdown compete in the Schmoedown history, and they've also seen Superhero News, but maybe not with the faces that they're going to see today. It's a changing of the guard, so to speak.
Definitely. I mean, all 4 of these guys are fans of the show, just like I was when I started, just like a lot of the new competitors are. And they have teams that have a little bit of legacy, but they're also starting fresh. So they are both 0-0, and they're both looking to make a mark in the league.
And we start with Box Office Breakdown, who had a few hooligans previously representing them, and now Box Office Breakdown, you step up, and then you talk about somebody like a Frank Morant and an Amy Martinez, who you said are fans of the show, the Schmoedown, which we appreciate. They are really good at crunching the numbers, so I think you got to look at them to hope they get that new releases wheel wedge in round 2.
I imagine that they would be very good with the recent films, but you know how it goes. They are going to have some secret strengths, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be.
And that's the thing. That's really the advantage you have as a newer competitor in this league, which we're going to see a lot of this year, is that you don't know when you get into a steal situation or as far as deferring to your opponent, because you just don't know what those hidden strengths are yet, like you might with a more established competitor. We look at Box Office Breakdown, and then they're going up against Superhero News. And Superhero News, we talk about another changing of the guard. Now we have Sean Gerber and Sabina Graves, 2 really people who love superhero movies, but I think it would be dangerous for Box Office Breakdown to think they're just good in the realm of comic book movies. Their knowledge is expansive.
I can only imagine. I am positive they're both 2 really big geeks, which makes me a fan. But yeah, I'm excited to see what else they're bringing to the table.
Me too, and they brought a lot already to our pre-show interview. Check out a quick clip right now.
We're really excited to carry on the legacy of Superhero News that Adam and Hector started. I love those guys. They're great.
They're awesome.
But I'm also really happy we don't have to carry their debt of an 0-2 record. We are here to start fresh, start out the gate with a win.
You know, in JTE, we're the competitors. We're the holders of the mantle for Box Office Breakdown, but it is a new day, a new era here at Box Office Breakdown.
I mean, we love how talented they were, but we're a new breed. We're super nice, and it's all about love here. We love you. We love movies. We love everything.
I think we're here to have fun and to compete. I mean, what's wrong with some friendly competition? I really hope that I'm as big as a movie fan as I like to say I am.
I think everybody that comes on the show, they first start off as a fan. They love the idea of challenging their knowledge against somebody else, to see who knows more about movies. And me, after watching the show so many times, you get the itch that you want to get in the ring and you want to compete and see if your database in your head is good enough to stand up and maybe beat somebody else.
I don't really know anything about him other than Frank's a really nice guy because I just met him, so that already is points in their favor. But it doesn't matter because right now, as nice as they are and as nice as I would like to think I am, and I know Sabina is, they're in the way between us and our first win. So they just have to go.
This is definitely a step competing in the team league for us here. And to do that, you got to take off the opponent first. And we're gonna do it
nicely. We love them too.
In the most loving and kind way. And who better to take on than Superhero News? Like us, people that are kind of coming in under the banner of a pre-existing team, but we hold no animosity, no grudges, no pre-existing judgment towards them. All we know is that we just want to have a firm handshake and a great match.
Good luck. You'll need it, but I hope you don't get it because we want to win.
We're gonna come after you.
Superhero News, we're coming for you, but not with a knife or a gun. It's gonna be a big warm hug.
Aw, come here.
That's right. You know, because we love movies.
We love everything. We love you.
And look, you see that? Like, I like that they come into the league. You can tell that there's humble, but I like when people walk in confident. I saw a little bit of cockiness in these interviews too. What stands out to you about their chances?
It's just that the excitement stands out to me, the fact that they want to make a mark, that they plan on making a mark. I mean, you just never know with all these new teams and new players. They could be the next Nerds Watch, if you will.
I mean, but you talk about Nerds Watch, and it's really fun to look back on your career, not just on the desk answering questions, usually correctly, but it's also the pregame interviews and how you really matriculate in knowing exactly how to get into the head of your opponent. What did you not know during your first couple matches that you know now about jawing into the microphone?
Confidence. It's all about confidence. You got to step up to the plate. You got to believe that you can do it. And if you believe you can do it, then you're much more apt to be able to do it. And that has been the biggest lesson for me.
I've never had any of that, but I got a whole lot of Jolt Cola, and we are just about ready to go. Here comes the tail of the tape coming at you. So for Superhero News, they are going to be the challengers, the underdogs in today's match. Their strengths include comic book movies, which are going to be DC, Marvel. They're really good at having cool first names and baby food last names. And then we move on to a box office breakdown. That is Frank and Amy. Obviously, we know a strength that there's going to be new releases, fantasy, sci-fi, and directors. I mean, they know directors of people who direct the current movies. How far back in the lineage of cinema can they go? That might be the difference in today's match. I think I'm just about ready here, Rachel. How are you feeling?
I'm ready to go.
Let's get ready to Schmoedown! Got a special guest announcing with us. We have a special guest that you might find familiar doing the introductions today. That is none other than the one-time commissioner, my buddy Christian George Harloff. Take it away, Golden Throat.
Introducing first, representing themselves, making their Schmoedown debut, Sean and Sabina, Superhero News!
And here comes Superhero News.
Rocking the superhero garb. I love
They
it.
have arrived, shaking each other's hands as they are ready to enter the ring, representing perhaps their favorite superheroes or comic books as Sean and Sabina take their seats and they are ready to rock. And their opponents?
Representing the Popcorn Talk Network, making their Schmoedown debut, Frank and Amy, Box Office Breakdown!
Box Office Breakdown emerging, waving glowing kisses as a matter of fact, both up here to us at our news desk and then also to the
Oh, look
crowd.
at this. Good sportsmanship.
You know, sportsmanship always starts out in the league, and then it tends to build some rivalries and maybe a little less handshakes. And this is just pure class right here. Frank knows how to treat a fellow teammate, making sure that Amy is set and ready to go. And now here comes Frank up. That was a great musical selection. It reminded me of one of my favorite Beatles tunes, All You Need Is Love, Rachel, and a lot of love right up there on the table between these four competitors.
Yeah, it's very cordial. We'll see if that lasts.
So are we ready, and how are we feeling? Let's start with Superhero News. You guys excited about the legacy?
Very excited. Very excited to not have the record anymore, to start 0-0 and start fresh, but we're ready to go.
We here.
They are here, they are 0-0, and that is an improvement if you know Superhero News. And now we move on to Box Office Breakdown. Are you guys set? Do you guys need anything?
No, we just need to just get to know
Yeah,
Sean and Sabina a little
I
bit better.
wanna
We're
hang out-
excited. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to hang out with you guys after this. Is that okay?
Cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, well,
you go.
good. We're all going out for beers after this show.
Yeah. That's
But
right.
in the meantime, it's time to get a little dirty. There's going to be a winning team and a losing team because it's time to Schmoedown! It's everybody's least favorite part of the Schmoedown except mine because I get to talk some more, Rachel. That would be the rules for round one. It is the team format. Every competitor up there is going to hear 8 questions from 8 different movie categories. You all hear the question. As soon as you hear it, please write down your best attempt at a correct answer on the whiteboard in front of you. When we ask you individually to give your best attempt at an answer, please show the whiteboard to the cameras at the same time you verbalize it into the microphone. There's no consulting with team members on this. This is an individual exercise, but every point you get will accumulate for your representative team. There is 1 point awarded for each correct answer. There is no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing in round one. And I'll also remind you of the 2 rules we have. You are awarded a challenge or 2. If you feel like something was an error in the game, you can request a challenge and we'll review it. You also have the JTE rule. You have 3 of these. It's named the JTE rule because JTE loves to ask to repeat a question. So if you want to repeat a question, you didn't quite hear it the first time, feel free to use them as much or as little as you want, up to 3. Competitors ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Then it is my honor to let Rachel Cushing announce the questions for round 1. When you are ready, ye Shire Wolf.
Thank you, Mark. Good luck, guys. Welcome to the league, and here we go. The first category are movies, animated movies.
These are movies that are drawn, correct?
That is correct.
1
Good
point
job,
for
Mark.
me.
And your question is, what country does the Disney classic Beauty and the Beast take place in?
Tale as old as time.
It's a wonderful, wonderful movie.
Tale as old as time, really, or is it like the 1800s? I mean, 5, 4, 3. 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Amy there in the end. What was your answer?
France.
Give her a point.
Nice job.
Move on to Sean.
France.
He had France as well.
Frank.
And
France.
he almost
That's
wrote his
you.
name.
Is that me? Is that me?
That's you, silly.
You spend that in France.
He ended up spending his francs on the correct answer. And Sabina.
Yes.
They're not nervous, Rachel.
No, they're coming out of the gate strong. All right. Question number 2 is in the realm of comedies. Characters sing Bohemian Rhapsody in a car at the beginning of what 90s comedy?
Very hard to get all the words of that song correct.
At one time, I absolutely could do it. We're talking about 15 years ago.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I see a little silhouette of Sean. What is your answer, sir?
I guess we're doing karaoke with those beers. Wayne's World.
And then we move on to Frank.
Wayne's World.
Also the correct answer, Wayne's World, Sabina.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World is the answer, Amy.
Oh, hi, Mark. I like your hat.
I want to give you a point so bad, unfortunately. I can't. Maybe showing her lack of age there by not getting the early 90s classic. Wayne's World, watch the movie. You won't regret it. We move on to category 3.
These movies are dramas, and your question is, what movie stars Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, and James Garner as ex-test pilots who are sent to space to repair an old Soviet satellite?
It's kind of the costume I went for today. Is it old ex
Were you a test pilot
test
in another
pilot?
life?
I'm testing this jacket, and we don't know if it's working out. 5, 4, I think it is 3, 2, 1, and pens down. Pens down, Frank. Your answer, sir.
Sean has a great shirt.
He certainly does, but
Give him
he
a
is
point.
down a point in this round, Sabina. It's not a confident hold and nothing written on there. We move to Amy.
Rachel, you're gorgeous.
Always flattering us with
I like
compliments.
Amy.
I wish I could flatter them with points, but we just can't do that due to
okay.
our incredible integrity. Sean, did you have the correct answer?
Was it Space Cowboys?
It was Space Cowboys.
Good job. Good job.
The NSYNC song started playing in my head, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's a weird thing to start playing in my head.
So now, as we
sing
get
it.
into the meat of round 1, superhero news starting to try to pull away from box office breakdown with a score of 5-3.
That was a big pull for Sean. And now on to your next question. Action-adventure movies. In Demolition Man, what chain won the fast food wars?
I was going to say, cue the Josh McCougar
I was going to say
reaction.
there's a couple people in the audience who would love this question, including myself.
A couple people going to this place right afterwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are going to start with Sabina.
Taco Bell?
She
Nice.
got it right. 69, 79, 99. Did Amy have it correct?
You all are so talented.
The compliments keep coming. Unfortunately, not so much with the points. How about Sean?
Taco Bell.
He got Taco Bell and Frank.
Taco Bell.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Taco Bell is the correct answer, and those nacho fries, I can't keep my hands off them. Anyway, superhero news, now a 3-point lead, 7-4.
All right, guys. In comic book movies, your question is, who directed Iron Man 3?
Was that the second or the third Iron Man?
It's 3, Mark.
My head, I'm just so rusty from Friday. I'm just a little worn out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. We go back to where we started with Amy Martinez.
Jon Favreau is very handsome.
He is very handsome. He did not direct
No.
Iron Man 3. He did do the first
Should have.
2. Sean.
Shane Black.
It was
Correct.
Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Shane Black is correct for Frank.
Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Nice.
Good for Sabina. So now we go to 9-5. Superhero news trying to take a commanding lead into round 2. 3 questions remain in round 1.
All right. In the realm of fantasy sci-fi, what 2015 fantasy stars Hugh Jackman and is directed by Joe Wright?
I don't know that I've seen all of Hugh Jackman's movies. I still haven't seen the Greatest Showman. When he sings and
There
dances.
are people in our audience who'll be very upset with you for saying that.
I've seen it like 6 times. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Pens down, please. Sean, I don't know if you already wrote the answer down, if you were still thinking about it. What do we got?
I don't have it.
He does not have it. It's only 3 short letters.
Sabina is cool.
Sabina is very cool. It seems like we might have Team Mutiny where they're joining each other's factions now. Sabina.
No.
0. That's what the movie got on Rotten Tomatoes, but that is not the answer. And Amy.
Kate and Leopold.
Kate Leopold.
It was a Hugh Jackman movie. I will give that to her.
Incredible romantic
Yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
We
It
were
is good,
looking
yeah.
for Pan.
That was
Of course.
That wasn't a movie.
That was not a movie.
Certainly not a good one.
Not only is it a movie, it's my favorite style of pizza from Pizza Hut. 2 questions remain, and the score remains 9-5.
In 80s movies, how many Karate Kid movies featured Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso?
You know, I took karate for 3 weeks when I was in 6th grade.
So you're an expert.
You know what stopped me is the fist push-ups we had. I can do these push-ups
Ouch.
okay. The fists are where it really hurts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Pens down. Frank.
2.
That is incorrect. So close, Sabina.
Oh boy.
Sabina, your answer?
2.
Also not 2. It's not going to make Makuga any happier. Amy.
May the 4 be with you.
You're just on the other side of correct. And now Sean.
I went with Amy, so.
Man.
All right, the Karate Kid. Lost on our younger participants. The answer was 3, and it is still a 4-point lead for Superhero News as we get into the final
I should have
question
asked
Hillary
Barney
Swank.
Stinson.
round
Barney would've
1.
known.
Your final question for 1 point going into round 2 comes from the category of horror thriller.
And the question is, who played Lydia Dietz in 1980's Beetlejuice? It's another 80s question.
Yeah, a lot of 80s questions from a lot of youngins here. Played Lydia Dietz, and we go to
It is Beetlejuice.
5, 4. One of my all-time favorites.
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Sabina Graves.
Winona Ryder.
Give her a point. We have broken the curse. Amy Martinez.
Michael Keaton.
It's a good guess. He's in the movie, but he is a different character. Sean.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder is correct, and Frank.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder of Stranger Things fame. So now Superhero News is going to be taking a cushy 4-point lead into round 2. And here's where it gets exciting, Rachel, because this is affectionately known as the wheel round. The wheel round, it is called because each slice of that wheel corresponds to a category up here at our answer desk. Each category is 6 questions deep, and in round 2, you are allowed to consult with your teammate on each and every question. Each question is worth 2 points naturally. However, if you're not sure of the answer and you want to request more information, you can ask for multiple choice, at which point we'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. Then the value of the question goes down to 1 point. I want to remind the competitors that there is stealing in round 2. So if you don't get the answer, your opponents can steal it potentially. Rachel, how do you see this round playing out after what you saw in round 1?
Like you said, fortunes are made with the wheel round. There are some really good strengths on this wheel for box office breakdown. They are not out of this yet. I'm really excited to see what they spin.
One of the finest wheels ever put together by Mr. Chris Skoliski. Superhero News, you guys find yourself with a 5-point lead. Would you like to spin first, or do you want to defer to your opponents?
We will spin first.
Okay, Sabina
choice.
is
Great
saying yes, and Sean is emerging from his seat. He is ready to spin. He's got a lumberjack stride as he gets up to the wheel. What do you think he's looking for,
That was a
Rach?
good spin.
Comic book movies seems a likely strength for these guys.
Here's the news show they do. I don't think, could it get there? It could. A little too excited.
Disney
Film. So
Yes.
Sabina with
Sabina
a
is ready to go.
big smile on Sabina's face as she saw a Disney film. Doesn't matter what Sean said. They were going with Disney movies. I will be administering the questions in round 2 and round 3 because, unlike Rachel, I'm not competing so much these days, so I'm allowed to look at the document because I don't get questions good so much. Okay, your first question to Superhero News is, what do Aladdin and his monkey Abu steal from the marketplace when you're first introduced to them in the movie Aladdin?
Bread.
2 points
Well
for Superhero
done.
News.
Well done.
Right out of the gate.
They're allowed to consult with their teammate. I don't know that
I
Sean's
don't
going to
think
get...
Sabina
We
needs to.
consulted like mentally. I glanced over at him. I was like, I got this.
The telepathy worked out. Your next question. What is the name of the main villain in Disney's Mulan?
We'll take
take-
multiple
yes.
choice.
Take multiple choice. I can provide that. Is it A, Fa Zhu, B, Shang, C, Yao, or D, Shan Yu?
A?
That is incorrect. So now we go to box office breakdown. Do you happen to know the answer?
We'll go with a D.
Give him a point, Rachel.
Well played, guys.
That's a big steal.
good
If
job.
we see it so many times. You're trailing in round one. You get into round two. You can get yourself a couple steals, and you're right back at even par by the time you go into round three.
Absolutely confidence builder, too.
Okay, your next question in the world of Disney movies. What is the name of the Disney character better known as the Great Mouse Detective?
That's going back a ways.
I'll walk down memory lane for them as they consult too.
We'll go multiple choice.
We can give you multiple choice. Is it A, Sherwin, B, Dr. Dawson, C, Basil, or D, Ratcliffe?
See?
Give them a point. They got it.
All right.
Yay!
So glad you're here.
Sean's feeling very grateful for his partner right now.
Absolutely.
Good choice of partner, and his partner made a great choice in round two. It would appear your next question from Disney movies. Adriana Casalati was 18 years old when she was asked to voice what famous Disney character?
I have no idea, so I'll go multiple choice.
I'm gonna just guess.
Okay.
Ooh.
We need a guess quickly.
Sleeping Beauty.
That is incorrect. It is not Sleeping Beauty.
Another steal chance.
Box office breakdown. Having to talk this one out. They cannot go to multiple
Yep.
choice.
2 points on the line.
Okay, we can go to 5, 4, 3.
Multiple choice, please.
Two.
They can't.
We can't go to multiple choice because they did not originally go to multiple choice. So I got to put you on the 5-second clock here quickly. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh, Moana.
1. It was not Moana. We were looking for Snow White.
That was my second guess. Second guess, for sure.
Cannot do the multiple
Darn.
choice, unfortunately. 2 questions remain for superhero news, and all of a sudden, it seems that the pressure might be on them a little bit to put some more distance between themselves and box office breakdown. Your next question. In what 90s Disney animated film do you hear Disney tunes such as Stand Out, After Today, and Eye to Eye?
A Goofy movie.
2 points
No hesitation.
for Sabina Graves.
90s is apparently
90s Disney is
her
my
decade.
the 90s Disney princess.
I had the Leaning Tower of Pisa on that one.
Somewhere Danny and Molly Fernandez are smiling. And in our last question in round 2 for superhero news, they have a 9-point lead. It is the following. Who voices Jane Porter in 1999's Tarzan?
Minnie Driver.
2 more points.
Well played, Sabina. Well played.
And what a way to button up a round that could have gotten away from them very
Almost
easily.
did.
They gave away some opportunities for steals. Box Office Breakdown able to cash in 1. Do you think Box Office Breakdown has what it takes to catch up?
I believe in them.
She believes in them, and they now need to believe in the wheel. Which member of your team would like to spin?
I'll be doing it. I probably won't do it as well as Sean.
It's going to be Frank stepping right
no
up
one has ever said.
over to the wheel. And Rachel, as he gets up there, I'm seeing new releases.
It is on there. Yep, 90s is on there. I think these guys like the more
Great
recent
job,
decades.
Frank. Great job.
And
That
as
was fantastic.
Frank gets heckled by the crowd, but his teammate Amy always ready to support him. He almost got new releases, and he ends up spinning Hard Thriller. Are you confident in Hard Thriller, or would you rather take your chances and spin again? They're going to spin again.
Yeah! That was great.
And a better spin for Frank representing Team Bob as the wheel goes round and round. Will it be new releases? Will it be opponent's choice?
Oh,
They got Spinner's choice!
choice.
Oh, what What a turn of events here as Frank confidently strolls back to his teammate Amy. So you guys have spinner's choice. You guys can select from any wedge on the wheel. Which one are you going to take?
All right. Oh, man. All right.
It's an honor. Wow, we get to choose.
Gonna have to put him on a 5 count here, Rachel.
Chair's delightful. Stand by for chair.
5.
All right.
4. 3,
let's go with we'll go with new
2,
releases.
and it is gonna be.
And they did it. All right.
New releases. Can Frank recover from his chair malfunction
That's right.
in time?
Don't feel bad, Frank.
question
I've had that
is-
problem.
It's really high, guys.
In new releases, your first question of 6 worth a possible 2 points. What famous actor makes a cameo as an Asgardian playing the role of Loki during a play in the movie Thor Ragnarok?
Sam Neill.
That is incorrect. Gonna move on to superhero news for
Matt
the steal.
Damon.
Matt Damon is correct, and what a huge steal.
That's really big.
Perhaps a mortal wound for Team Box Office Breakdown. We'll see if they can come back from that. Your next question. What psychological horror thriller, starring Dane DeHaan and directed by Gore Verbinski, was released in early 2017?
We'll go multiple choice, please.
I can provide that. Is it A, A Cure for Wellness, B, Bitter Harvest, C, Don't Knock Twice, or D, Collide?
A Cure for Wellness.
1 point.
Well done.
Good job.
Okay, and your next question. Set in Boston in 1978, a meeting in a deserted warehouse between two gangs turns into a shootout and a game of survival. In what critically acclaimed 2017 movie?
Multiple choice, please.
Is it A, Slight, B, Aftermath, C, Free Fire, or D, Going in Style?
Free Fire.
1 point.
Slowly getting there.
Halfway through the 3-question slate, and they're just trying to eke their way
Yep.
back into this game. And your next question. What actor has small roles as a thief in Baby Driver and the boyfriend of a murder victim in Wind River? Five,
John Barenthal?
4,
Barenthal.
3. We need a final
Oh,
answer.
John Barenthal.
John Bernthal, we can accept that. 2 points. Nailing enough of the pronunciation to get in there. It is now 22-11. They got a shot here, Rage. If
They got
can-
themselves out of knockout territory,
they can
so
get
it's still a game.
the last 2 correctly here, and all of a sudden we are going to have ourselves a big game. And your next question is, nominated for a number of Academy Awards, who was the director for the critically acclaimed movie Get Out?
Jordan Peele.
You.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was the question not hard enough?
No, that was good. I was waiting for more.
It
Jordan Peele,
It
yes.
is a correct answer, and we get on to 20-13.
Because they're more.
Amy throwing some shade out
I
there
know,
at the
no,
answer
no.
desk.
We got to up
Never,
our game with
never.
question difficulty.
All right, we'll see if this one can be a little bit harder. Your last question in round 2, and this could cut the lead to 5 going into round 3. Bruce Greenwood plays the slimy president of the United States in what sequel released in September of 2017?
The Kingsman, The Golden Circle.
They got 2 more points, Rach, and
Look at they closed the gap. Well done, Box Office
all
Breakdown.
of a sudden we got ourselves a ball game here
Yeah.
again, 20-15 going into round 3, the final round here. How do you see this match playing out?
I love the fight in Box Office Breakdown. They got their strength category, missed the first one, but came back fighting. I love matches like this, so I'm excited for round 3.
It's an excellent point. They went from missing the first question in new releases, a strength of theirs, to talking trash to us about how easy the questions are. And so now we
Mark,
move
you're
on
the best.
to
You're the best.
round 3. I am well aware that I am not the best. I'm just merely top 25. We go back to superhero news first for your numbers. Now, here's how round 3 works, is that each team is going to give us a series of 3 numbers. Those numbers range from 1 to 20. So you pick whatever your luckiest numbers are within that range, and those numbers will correspond to a movie category up here at the answer desk. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next question is worth 3 points. The last one is worth 5. Here is the proverbial rub, is that once you hear the category for the 2-pointer, the team must choose which competitor is going to answer. You must answer on your own. Whoever answers that one, the other teammate will answer the 3-point question alone, and then you're allowed to confer only on the 5-point question. Superhero news, you are in the lead. Which numbers would you like?
2
13.
and 6.
2, 13, and 6. Interesting strategy of going from here to there and then back to here. Okay, box office breakdown. What are your numbers?
11,
4.
5.
Very sequential.
A hanging 5, if you will. Expect another number to come after. We did not get that. So we are going to give the questions first to box office breakdown. Your first category you selected was number 11. So this one is going to be worth 2 points, and I will tell you the category is in the world of director Steven Spielberg. So Spielberg movies.
I will do it.
Amy Martinez is going to be doing it. This is for 2 points, and this is for you and you alone. Your question is, Christopher Walken played the father of Frank Abagnale in what Steven Spielberg movie?
Jaws.
It is not Jaws. Would have been a hell of a picture if it was. We were looking
Right?
for Catch Me If You Can.
Dang it! I knew that.
Catch Me If You
I knew that.
Can. Less sharks in Catch Me If You Can. but
Yes, that's true.
Sharks make every movie better.
There's people
So
sharks.
we are.
Scary
That's a
people
very good point.
Wow.
We are going to stay with Team Box Office Breakdown for your 3-point question, which is going to be asked to Frank, and it is in the world of the 2000s. 2000s movies from 2000 to 2010. Hell, it could be more recent than that for Box Office Breakdown. Frank Alone, the question is, who played Ron Burgundy's rival, the newsman Wes Mantooth, in Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy?
Vince Vaughn?
3 points are coming to Box Office
Killing it.
Breakdown.
Well done.
All right, Box Office Breakdown. You've been trailing most of the game, but now you find yourself in a position to answer this question correctly, in which you can confer with your teammate. You get it right, you have a lead, and then the onus will be on Superhero News. You selected number 5, and that category is going to be 90s movies.
Okay.
90s
You
movies.
good with that, Amy?
They seem
Okay, good.
confident.
And your question is, for 5 points in the lead, Whoopi Goldberg uses the pseudonym of Rita Miller to access a bank account with laundered money in what film? Here's some chairs shuffling in the crowd.
A little
Some
bit,
people
little
know
bit.
the answer, and they're
Yep.
sitting on it. Can Box Office
Intent,
Breakdown pull this out? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jumpin' Jack Flash?
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Superhero News. So Superhero News takes it, Rachel. We were looking for Ghost. Ghost was the correct answer. Jumpin' Jack Flash released in the 80s, but a hell of a performance, and what a comeback for Team Box Office Breakdown.
They made it a match, which was great. I'm excited to see them back, but Superhero News laid down the gauntlet there. I think they're excited to be in the league, and they might be a formidable team.
That's right. Well, they already added to their stats here in their first competition with a technical knockout, not having to answer a single question right in round 3. We are now going to go to the post-game interviews with both the winning team and the losing team. They will be administered by the one, the only, Miss Emma Fife. Take it away, Emma.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Emma Fife here with the new iteration of Superhero News. Sean and Sabina, the old record 0-2 is a thing of the past. You guys are winners today. You must be feeling pretty good after that match.
So pumped.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so happy right now because Box Office Breakdown gave us a great match, and what's awesome about it is that Frank and Amy are great competitors, but they're even better people. So now not only do we get a victory out of it, we get 2 new friends.
Totally.
And we're all going to get beers right after this. You're buying, right, Sean?
100%.
Good.
I'm buying, and Bohemian Rhapsody is happening in karaoke.
No, totally.
Fantastic. Now, listen, you guys, I know my way around the movie trivia Schmoedown here, and I see teams compete. And, usually when a team has somebody that gets, maybe 5 or 6 in round 1 and another gets 3 or 4, that's a pretty good team. But you guys both really pulled out all the stops in round 1. So I think you guys might have the beginning of a real great team here. I mean, I don't want you to get big heads about it or anything, but you must be feeling pretty confident after that match going forward.
This is definitely a confidence boost.
Totally. I've validated my own opinion about myself, at least for this match, that I could totally pull a lot of stuff out of where it don't shine.
Do you guys have any fears or doubts going into the match today?
Oh, several.
Totally.
Several. Totally thought that there would be just questions and categories that we had no idea about, or that I would just draw a blank, because you never know how it's going to be. You do this at home and you see the questions and you feel really good about it because you're just yelling at the TV or the computer, but then the lights are on bright and you never know how you're going to react. So I'm really glad that we were able to pull out a win today.
No, totally. I watched the show with my husband, and whenever we watch it at home, I get most of them right. And I was like, what if I get there and I just blank and freeze?
It's very different being on the table.
Yeah,
I can
for sure.
speak from experience. So obviously, incredibly strong showing from both of you guys today. What are your plans going forward? You guys have any teams that you've got your eyes set on? Any goals you'd like to accomplish?
Well, the ultimate goal, of course, is to have the tag team championships, but we know that we're nowhere near challenging the Patriots. We've got a lot of work to do before we get to that point. But I have a team that I would love for us to take on sooner than later.
And that team is?
We're calling out Team Action. Ben
That's
Bacon
right.
and the retirement home linebacker, Drew Guy, as soon as he's back from suspension. Tackling old men is one thing, but taking on superhero news is another. I can't wait to take on those guys. I know they think they're hot to trot and they think they're really innovative, but suits and sunglasses have been done for heels before, so that's not new. I can't wait to take on Team Action in the Schmoedown.
I would love
We're
to
coming
see them
for
in
you.
suits and heels, as you suggested there. That would be a new look for Team Action. See if Drew Guy could tackle John Roca in that. Well, I mean, very bold statement, but certainly one that I am in support of. And I hope that you guys do get the chance to take on Team Action. We certainly have not seen the last of you guys yet. So congratulations, Sabina, Sean, great work today. We will be right back with Box Office Breakdown. And we are back with Frank and Amy, Team Box Office Breakdown. You guys just didn't quite pull it off today.
But it was great to see superhero news just, crush it. It was just great to be able to watch that up close.
I mean, and it was great to see you guys just dishing out the compliments anytime you didn't know an answer. I mean, it's quite a strategy. It didn't quite work out. You didn't get awarded points that you didn't earn, but you know what? A for effort, Frank.
I will say every single one was absolutely deserved.
Yes, and you as well, Amy.
Oh, thank you. Well, and the thing is that even if we didn't get the answer right, we were still telling the truth.
Oh, well, that is a heartwarming thing that we need more of here in the Schmoedown. You guys started off with a round 1, and you had a little hiccup here and there. Frank, you did pretty well in round 1, I must say.
Space Cowboys will haunt me to my dying days.
That's going to be your
It
best
will.
friend. You're just
Yep,
it's going to be Space Cowboys.
Yep.
And then in round 2, you guys had a pretty good comeback. It looked like you guys were really fighting to hang in there, and you might pull it out, and then things just didn't quite go your way in round 3.
I will say that, everybody has a moment of weakness, and I can't say that we didn't have that as well. We feel like, should we go for the kill and maybe try something that plays our strengths, or should we be loving and do comic book heroes? Because, that's better for everybody.
Sure.
And, we got selfish, we got greedy, and we went for new releases. And, I felt like if we went about comic book and shared the love, we could have done better.
I mean, new releases is a tough category, but also maybe a good call picking new releases, because if you had gone with comic book movies up against superhero news, there may have been opportunities for them to get even more steals than they did.
We're always willing to just offer up some easy points to the opposition. Absolutely.
Now, Amy, how are you feeling after the match today? Obviously, you guys are both fans of the Schmoedown. Do you feel that being on the actual table with the lights in front of you made a big difference in terms of your performance?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I always watch along just like you guys at home, and I scream, I shout. So it was way more exciting, of course, to be here and to be among such great competitors. Hi. And it was fun. I know that we didn't win, but I still had fun, and it's all about having fun and loving each
Are there
other.
any answers that you knew that having the lights on just completely went out of your brain?
Yes, the Catch Me If You Can one. No, here's the thing. I have a cat. He's a black cat. He's a gorgeous cat. His name is Spielberg. So when that category came up, I was like, this is great, but
This is my category.
Yes! And then my brain was just like, we're going to take a break, Amy.
Yeah,
That happened.
it happens. It is a real thing that happens when you get up here on the table under the lights. All you Schmoedown viewers, it's not as easy as you think. Your brain turns to mush. I speak from experience. Well, again, though you didn't actually win today, you guys had a very good showing and brought a lot of fun and positivity to the show. Would you guys want to come back, or is this just a one-time thing?
Let's come back.
Absolutely. I mean, the previous iteration of Box Office Breakdown, they were 3-1. We've got our one out of the way, which means it's all wins from here.
Perfect.
We're going up, up, up.
I like that attitude, Frank. Well, again, my condolences to the both of you, but we loved having you here. We hope to see you guys back in the very near future. Now back to you, Mark Ellis and Rachel Cushing.
Well, you see that there, Rachel? I mean, the big news coming out of the post-game match is that Superhero News has called out team action. Drew Guy's still suspended as far as we know, so who's going to be able to step in his shoes and take down Superhero News along with Ben Bateman?
I love this. It is a gutsy call out. I'm so excited to see them take on some heels because I think we've got a new face team here that the fans are going to be excited for. And to take a shot at one of the big teams that debuted last year, that hell of a call.
I'll tell you this. I mean, they were all good sports in this match. I don't think that Superhero News is going to offer to take team action out for beers after that matchup. However it goes down, whenever it goes down, and whoever is the competitor with Ben for team action and the Box Office Breakdown. They're such great sports. They really gave Superhero News a good game and just fun personalities. I'm happy that they are in this league.
Yeah, they did a great job. They had a great comeback. They had bubbling personalities. They were a lot of fun. I'm excited I think that's another face team, and you guys know I love the faces. So I'm very excited to see both these teams come back.
She of the faces, and you can check out her new team, the Shire Wolves, coming up very soon, as well as her matchup with Sam Levine. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today. Where can all the kids check more out on you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Rachel J. Cushing. Please search me out.
I am merely Mark Ellis. Whole lot of fun stuff in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown League this year, including but not limited to our first live event here in Southern California. North Hollywood is the place. March 15th, the Ides of March is the date. We are going to have a live Schmoedown. What a matchup this is going to be. It's taking place at 8 p.m. You can get your tickets at fullscreenlive.com. Make sure that you guys get there early because this baby is probably going to sell out. It's at the Portal Theater. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Maybe some Schmoeville celebrities will be in the crowd as well. You looking forward to being at the live event?
Oh, you know I wouldn't miss this. We got Roca at JTE. We've got Wild Berries and Real Rejects. This is going to be an event not to be missed. So if you're in the area and you can make it, please come out. I will definitely be there. A lot of other Schmoedown players will be there too.
That's right. Real Rejects versus Wild Berries is the undercard because who would make them a top match? The top match is going to be pretty good. JTE versus Roca. A whole lot of frivolity, and Christian Harloff and I will be on hand calling that match. Jen Sturger will be there administering the interviews as well. And don't forget to join up and subscribe to the Schmoedown Patreon. You can check it out right now. The Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. See which tier is right for you. What's right for me is to stop talking, remind you guys about the Schmoedown Rundown on iTunes and the Facebook page, Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
And don't forget, guys, subscribe to Collider Video.
Oh, yeah, subscribe to Collider Video right here. Movie Talk's a great show.
Hey, Schmoedown fans, we got new teams. Well, new-ish.
And your winner!
It was a rough start for Box Office Breakdown in the first round. Amy, she only contributed one of the team's 6 points in their debut here. The silver lining, though, only ETC and Tough Beats had worse first-round debuts in this 8-question format. Now, as for Superhero News, their 11 points is tied for the 4th best first-round debut by a team. In the second round, Box Office Breakdown could not fully capitalize on both steal opportunities and found themselves a whisper short from sending it back to Superhero News in the final round. You can actually see Amy whisper the answer Ghost, but unfortunately, it wasn't their final answer, and Superhero News wins their debut by TKO 20-18. Now, Box Office Breakdown didn't have a great start in the league, answering only 48% of their questions. But Superhero News, they had a very respectable outing, answering nearly 70% of their questions correct. And if you need more Schmoedown stats, go check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter, and be sure to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday, where we break down everything in the week that was. I'm Frank Janish, and this has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
How's it going, guys? If you didn't know about the Patreon, you guys have a chance to support the Schmoedown. Now, myself, Mark Ellis, we've taken over the production. Basically, you guys have 16 tiers to choose from. We're trying to give back to the fans. Go and check it out right there. If you want to support the Schmoedown by becoming a patron today, go ahead and do it. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you've given us. And yeah, there's some really crazy tiers in there. I'd love to get your opinions on it. Now go enjoy the match. Go do it. It's a good match, for God's sakes.